Doctor, are you finding it hard to get your entire team aligned into a productivity workshop, but you know you deserve growth just like everyone else? Hi, I'm Reagan Robertson, CCO with Productive Dentist Academy, and with over 30 team members myself, believe me, I get it. That's why our co-founders, Dr. Bruce B. Baird and Victoria Peterson, have put together a productivity bundle designed to guarantee your growth in 2023. All you have to do is register to attend a 2023 productivity workshop. And if you do so before December 31st, you will receive 12 months of PDA on demand. That is our entire productivity workshop, including breakouts recorded at your fingertips for a full 12 months after you attend. This is ideal when you bring on new team members, if you add an associate, and to make sure that you have mined every nugget of gold from our award-winning curriculum. You will also receive a 90-minute one-on-one session prior to attending the workshop with a PDA business advisor. This is to help you get the most out of your time before, during, and after your experience, so you can customize it and hit your specific goals. We offer this only once a year, and due to capacity, especially with the hands-on attention we provide each attendee, we only have 50 available. It sells out every single year. You can grab yours right now. Go to www.productivedentist.com and you can click on the Cyber Monday link, or go to www.productivedentist.com/workshop. If you feel you need it right now, email Brent, BRENT, at productivedentist.com. We probably don't even have 50 left at this moment, so I hope to see you. We can't wait, and have a wonderful new year.
Took out my checkbook and I wrote myself a check for $10 million. You know, it would mean that I wouldn't have to worry if I became ill late in life. I would be able to pay for my daughter's college, maybe my grandkids' college. It means freedom. But most importantly, it means that I would be working because I would be choosing to work. I would no longer work for money. And the freedom of healing people because you want to be doing and not because you have bills to pay, it changes everything.
Welcome to Investment Grade Practices Podcast, where we believe private practice dentists deserve to get the lifestyle today while building an asset for tomorrow. Join your host, Victoria Peterson, to design the practice of your dreams and secure your financial independence. Let's get started.
I am back again with the amazing Dr. Maggie Augustyn. On our previous podcast, you talked about the paradigm shift in being a great employer, being that sought after employer, right? That doesn't have to worry about the team turnover. Today, we're going to talk about vision casting. So one of the tools we have in helping our doctors build an investment grade practice, you know, Stephen Covey always says, begin with the end in mind. And Maggie, you do that time and time again. We used to think about the end as what's my goal for next year. Now we're thinking about what is my goal in 5 years and what is my end game goal where I'm at financial choice. So Maggie, thank you for being here once again today. And we have got to share this wickedly cool story of you and your coach, Christine Ewan. So take us into you're doing your 24-month planning. What happened?
So it was shortly after the Productive Dentist Academy conference. And I sat down and I was thinking of my 24-month forecast, which started when I first met you guys in the foundations course, where you just sit down and you think and you figure out where you want to be. And as I was doing, and I thought, you always talk about manifestation. So took out my checkbook and I wrote myself a check for $10 million, right? Because why not? And so, I actually hold it behind I have a screen over my computer on the outside of it to prevent it from breakage. And I just put it in there. You could see the $10 million. And I didn't want my husband to find it because I thought he'd be like, what is this? When are we casting it? Right. So, and then, I was talking to Christine and we were speaking about the 24-month proposal and how we were going to get there. And she was showing me a timeline of what will happen in our investment grade practice if we make these changes. And in 5 years, the number that she had, my practice worth and subsequently all the revenue from it was at $10 million. And what she didn't know is that I wrote that check to be cashed in 2027. And the forecast that she created for $10 million was ending in 2027. It just like, it was the kind of moment that is just so surreal in our lives. I think both of us just were speechless at that moment.
Yeah. What does $10 million represent for you?
It's a number that I can't quite comprehend. And I wanted it to be a number that I couldn't comprehend. Yeah. I don't know. I don't lead a life where I would know what that would mean. And so I was shooting for the stars, and I made that number, but it would mean that I wouldn't have to worry if I became ill late in life. I would be able to pay for my daughter's college, maybe my grandkids' college. It means freedom, but most importantly, it means that I would be working because I would be choosing to work. I would no longer work for money. And the freedom of healing people because you want to be doing and not because you have bills to pay, it changes everything.
Mic drop. We can just end it right there. So Maggie, you have so encapsulated the journey of clinician to practitioner to business owner to entrepreneur to investor. What would it be like to think about my practice as an investment? And when I pour myself into it, and when I plan it, and when I build systems, and when I invest in marketing, and when I invest in my teams, what is that ROI as an investor, and what does it mean to my life? That is quintessential definition of what an IGP practice is. It's not money for money's sake. It's understanding the process of building your joy and building the systems naturally get you to where you would need to be financially.
100%. And once you get to a point where you understand that, once you understand that, and not to mention the fact that when you find yourself in a place and somebody is telling you that what you have built is worth or maybe worth $10 million, it gives you such a tremendous, ROI on your own hard work. It lifts you, and even
if it's 2 million or 4 million or 5 million, whatever that is,
even if it's $500,000,
right.
it's there's a sense of pride that needs to be taken and assigned in it. And seeing that growth or seeing the potential in the growth or making the goals and hitting them and seeing the change, not just in myself, in my team, and not just in my team, but in our patients. It's very addicting, and not to grow money, but just to keep making it better. And so I think I told you last weekend or this weekend that working on my business and making these 24-month goals and creating these systems and polishing them, it is like building Legos for me. I get so much joy and I get so excited to do this because it comes to fruition, right? Whatever you count, whatever you pay attention to, it's going to get better if that's what you want.
Yeah, energy flows in the direction of your dreams. That's for sure. Maggie, you're an inspiration because you walk the talk. When we met, has your has your service mix changed or your patient texture of the patient base shifted over time?
Yes, there's so many changes that have happened since the first time you and I met. We were predominantly an HMO and public aid office where our write-offs were probably 90%. We were taking home about $100,000 a year, maybe not right when you met, but for most of my career. And I did it because somewhere along the line, I thought I was taught that it was wrong to charge money for healthcare, right? So I'm like, I will just try and help as many people as I can. But it led to burnout. We were seeing, I'd have in one chair, I'd be doing a bridge, and another chair, I'd be doing an extraction, and another one, I'd be doing endo. And then there were hygiene chairs. And so there's only so much someone can carry. So yes, we did change the cervix mix and or not the service mix, but, patient mix and patient population. We negotiated our fees and networks, and that's allowed us to have the revenue, at least initially, to start speaking with someone who can give us advice on how to get better, not just for our sake, but for the sake of our patients. And when that happened, we were able to be better and more generous with our team members.
And your fee schedule is not extraordinary. Well,
no, we are all network. We probably have only 15% that are fee-for-service patients. We are predominantly in-network PPO practice, insurance-driven practice.
That's the part I wanted people to hear. It's not like, well, good for you. You're a boutique-y, full mouth rehab, Hollywood celebrity, $10 million.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, I do not do any smile makeovers. I do not do any all on fours. I don't do full mouth rehabs. This is bread and butter dentistry. But you have to know how to get started. You have to know how to get it going. And had I done it myself without the help of coaching with PDA, it probably would have taken, I'd be retired by the time I would have figured it out.
Which is why 9 out of 10 doctors can't retire and maintain their lifestyle, because you're working really, really hard. And there's this framework of scheduling that balances out great patient care and productivity.
Yes.
Did your productivity per hour, even though your fees, I mean, of course you went from HMO to PPO, you're in network, still not on the top tier fee schedule, but did your productivity per hour shift?
So I think when we started, and I'd have to look at the number again, but I think I was at maybe $250 an hour for my productivity. And this
with the
year,
bridge and extraction and an endo all at the same time.
All at the same time. And I think for this year, I'm at 1,000.
Grand Slammer.
And I would like to be, and it's just, the systems and the hard work. I hope to be at 1,300 by the end of next year, and, reduce my hours or be more generous with my teams or do more pro bono work. I don't know.
That's the crazy thing about productivity. It's not about being busier. Mm-mm. And when you get on the wheel of it, it starts perpetuating. This ties in so much with the previous podcast of how this perpetual belief and trust in your team, and it's reciprocated. And now you're delegating at a higher level and you're trusting at a higher level. And that comes through to your patients. They know when a doctor and a team really have love and trust for one another, and it halos into what they say yes to, I think.
And I wonder how many of us can raise our hands for being micromanagers, right? I mean, for me, learning to delegate has probably been the greatest challenge of being a practice owner and entrepreneur, not necessarily dentist, because I can't necessarily, source that out, but it's really hard. And now, my office manager she has meetings that don't include me. And there is such tremendous freedom that I feel, because yes, I mean, you can only carry so much, but you also have to allow other people opportunity to grow. And that'll come with challenges and hiccups and things. But man, I mean, she's incredible. She has grown leaps and bounds because she's been afforded the trust, right? Because I stepped back, and we're all better for it.
I love it. Maggie, as always, you are a wealth of knowledge. What I love the most is that you walk the talk and you come from this place of experience. It's not, oh, I read a book and thought I'd try it out. I do read a ton of books. But thank you for being a role model for doing the work and having it pay off. You get 10 million reasons to smile, woman.
I sure do. And I just sincerely, I don't have a doubt that that'll come to fruition.
Yeah.
I've just seen it come through, and I would encourage all of you to create these audacious goals for yourselves. And as long as that's front and center, and it's not about the money, you'd be hard pressed not to make that happen. Now, life is funny, right? Different things can happen. But you'll get there. I have no doubt.
Well, Maggie, I can't wait to see the impact you have on the world. You're having such a tremendous impact, and quote, having to work. Like the freedom to be unhooked from the financial connection to work, and then see your passion out into the world. Oh my goodness, that's life-changing.
Oh,
yeah. Everyone.
I'm looking forward to that.
All right. No doubt we will have you back again, Maggie. You're just one of my favorite people on the planet. Thank you so much for who you are and all that you bring to dentistry.
Thank you, Victoria. That's very humbling. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Investment Grade Practices Podcast. If you find value in this episode, help us spread the word by passing it along to a dental friend, subscribe, and give us a like on iTunes or Spotify. Learn more about building your investment grade practice at productivedentist.com today.